What's up, guys? So right off this week, we do have the level cap update, which has been long awaited. So before I even get on the game, it hits me with the level 260 achievement package. So I did actually get up to level 268. So all the experience was stacking. It wasn't like the whole 1% equal to one level ideal though. So it just went up a lot higher. I feel like some people just went up to straight 300, but how long they were there for it. So let's just check things out. I think right spot has been ridiculous. I mean, I haven't been trying to push for it, but realistically, I can't do much more. Go past 420. So let's take a look. We do have level 255 rewards, 260 and 265 right now. 2 levels from 270, which gives you a ignition weapon summon. I think this is the first ignition weapon summon though. So kind of awkward how they add a level, like a second version of these packs, but the level rewards are still giving you the first one. Same goes for a legendary summon ticket here. It's just the original units. Doesn't have the included Jinsung or Yuraha or whoever else is in there. My power to jump over 1.2 million though because of the 18 levels. So it's just good to finally see a level cap, and we really needed it because the accuracy has been insane. So we could probably do progression. Let's just see what the levels are right now overall in the game. Yeah, so this is insane. I mean, Goo has been like level cap. I think the first one to hit 250, and now they're straight 285. So wow, yeah, like the level cap is insane. Just when I thought I caught up with levels, it's just like nope, way under everyone else. I still have a bunch of story progression to do that could probably give me a couple more levels, but can't even reach that. But Jesus Christ, level 285 is the highest in the game, and we just got the level cap increase. So their power must be 1.3, right? Yeah, so their power jumped up to 1.3 million. I'm at a top 10 right now. So actually, wait, this needs to get updated. I'd be at number 7, which is pretty much around where I was. I've been between 5 to 7 the whole time right now. But yeah, 1.3 million is insane. There's just so many things that happened this week, so we might as well try to take our times through it. So the first is going to be the +6 ignition weapon Transcend event. Like I did say, we had the unit 1 where I gave a free T6 unit, and then we ended up having this one. So Korea did get both around roughly the same time. It's a good thing that people, well, hopefully people didn't get baited by a Destiny summon. I've been having no time to do videos, so I'll just really say that, you know, if you see a video, great, you get the chance to enjoy it if you want to. Otherwise, I am really too busy to do YouTube or even play this game anymore. And that's most likely not going to change at all. So, yeah, you know, it's just like, I might do videos or I might just stop for like a month or two and maybe you'll see something else. I just don't really know. It's just work and life is all sorts of crazy and I'm just too busy. But I will do my best to get 2 out this week, since I still have the video from last week to get out. So looking at this for me though, I have almost all these weapons T6. Besides Kasano, which I don't even have, Daniel, Yuri, Reflejo, and Rock. And I guess Verity just needs one more. I am definitely choosing Anak, because 1, I don't even have her weapon. And 2, you know, Anak is amazing with rocks for the amplification skill they both have. But she's just not fit for this game. I mean, she just came too late to global. If you really want to waste all your resources and max her out, then she'll probably be doing better than Gustang, but it's not worth it. You're not going to really be using her in progression, so it's only administrator trial. I still think you're going to need her maxed out eventually. For something along the way, but yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just going to get her maxed out regardless. If you're going to choose a weapon, though, I would say Anak is the obvious choice because of the whole bond skill with Rock. But I would honestly consider getting Sachi's weapon T6. I mean, he does get attack speed boost, ignition boost, and his damage just kind of goes through the roof. You can also get Hoaqin because she is still the best defense breaker, and she gives higher defense break percentages than a Water Bomb Commander Zhao Zhao. Ron is like literally for King's Order only, so I wouldn't recommend that. Zhao Zhao has been showing use again because she's just giving Enryu and Gustang so much damage that it's not a bad idea to get Zhao Zhao, but ideally I would just say just do Sachi, do Huai do a knock. Those three would be my picks. I don't think anyone else here really needs their thing. Urak is, the issue is he gets damage from his weapon instead of defense reduction, and that's why he's just not a good tank. Just too offensive for that. But I am gonna pick a Nox weapon, and I'm gonna definitely get this after a long awaited. It's crazy to think I never pulled this weapon. Never, never pulled it. We're on part 1, usual stuff where you just gotta do things every day, log in every day, and you're going to slowly accumulate weapon and the 6 dupes. So now I can claim the reward for part 1. Part 2 is going to open up, but then we have to log in for 2 days to claim it. So it's going to be a long process, but throughout the week I will get this weapon T6, and I am so glad to have that, honestly. I would have actually committed to pulling this in a Destiny summon. Then I was thinking like, no, it's just too much is going on right now in this game. I don't want to pull for that weapon when I don't want to invest in her, and thank God this thing just came out right now. As far as Destiny summons go, I still have not picked anything. And Enryu is the best choice besides Albelda, so they're both in here. I would only suggest getting dupes for them, but especially Enryu. You know, you do have White in here, but he is kind of falling off just a little bit. I mean, he's still better than Enryu for Tower of Trial progression and story for shorter fights. But I mean, we have Gustang, you know, so it's kind of, if you don't already have the Destiny summons, I would not go for it. But if you're going for like a T0 summon, then I think only maybe Jinsung is good at T0 besides Hansung. It's really limited. It's really hard to pick. Weapon-wise, kind of same thing, and you just probably want to get Enyu's weapon or whatever else. I'm only missing 4 weapons, and I still don't want to go for any of these. Even though I do have Destiny summons, which I think I'm just going to let these stack over, and maybe in the future just stack all of them up and try to get a T6 that way. But not really in a rush. So the next thing is we do have a permanent feature, which is a teammate revolution road, which I think is very cool. So it just instantly brings me back to what Epic 7 has, where you can choose your own custom side story every 2 weeks and eventually accumulate things to make your own summon banner. But this is a lot better than that because you're actually getting unit duplicates instead of that. So as far as I know, you are just getting duplicates. I don't think you're getting the actual unit, and you're not getting the actual weapon. And when you have the full thing done, you get a Revolution Secret Scroll that awakens a unit's hidden power. So you can see here, step 1 gets a knock. I think the unit will actually, it will give it to you regardless. I don't know if you see, I have all these units, so I don't know if it will let you select a unit you don't own. Because if it does let you do that, then that means you can actually get a unit T0, and that's cool. Otherwise, you have to just get duplicates. So it's going to give you 2 unit dupes, and it's going to give you 1 weapon dupe. Now the thing is, this weapon is just a dupe. It is not the actual weapon itself. So in my case, I was planning on doing this just to get the weapons I didn't have ignition-wise, and then just, you know, get them for free. But no, you would still have the weapon locked, but you just have a duplicate for it. So you get 2 units, 1 weapon. I did hear something about step 6 giving you another unit, but I don't know if it's true or not, and I can't see the missions because the actual reward here doesn't make it seem like that. But maybe the actual mission itself might just give you an extra unit dupe. Because someone said that you do end up getting 1 ignition weapon and 3 unit copies. If that's the case, then all you need is a T3 unit, and you can T6 all of these. But my first pick I would suggest is, if you have Uraha close to T3, you'd probably still want to get her if you can Destiny card your way to 6th, or if you can do this Revolution Road to get her 6. Definitely. Because when a Freedom Gustang, she was the reason why I was able to clear Tower of Trial. all the way to 450. But she's still very good. From the future, I just want to give a proper update since this video is going to be out for quite a while. But basically, upon reaching step 4, this is someone else, I didn't pick Yuraha. You can see that for the step 4 step, that would get you your second unit dupe. It actually asks you to have this character plus 4 Transcend. So you probably want to scrap all the things I said about you can get a free T3 unit or whatever. Realistically, if you have a T3 unit, yes, you'll be able to get T4 from the first step, be able to complete step 4 to get the T5 unit, and then we just don't know if you get another duplicate from a unit after this point. But do realize that you do have to get the unit T4 to finish step 4. We don't know what's gonna happen too if you can go back to the Revolution Road if you were to switch it out and not finish it. So we don't know that yet. We do find out in 15 days, I guess. But for now, I hope that people didn't make this choice if they don't have the unit high enough Transcend. Besides her, Huaqin T6 is worth mentioning because she'll get a higher defense break. Jinsung is only passable when he's T3, so he can be T6, otherwise not worth it. Sachi, however, is probably worth it. I mean, as a T3 going to T6, he gets a big damage boost for everyone at T5. So definitely Sachi. Besides that, though, I don't think it's worth it. And then I'm just like more surprised that there's purples for this. So you're gonna get like, this is just a joke. I mean, I don't know why anyone would ever do this. Like, even they should know that's a bad idea, because who's gonna pick a purple over a legendary, especially when you're just getting the purple dupes and the briefcase? I mean, that's insane to me. That is insane. Bong Bong is probably still good. So with this, even if you have a T0 or T1, you'd probably be able to get her like about T3. Ideally, you just need T3 for Bong Bong and she starts doing good. But I feel like at this point in the game, if you've been playing for a while, you have a couple dupes into everything. And the best part is you can do this every 15 days. So just get to doing it. I would personally pick Sachi or Yuraha as my first two. If you can get Yuraha T6 with Destiny cards included, easily Yuraha. If you can't get T6 Yuraha, then hands down I would just get Sachi to say T6. And I'm actually going to pick Sachi, get the Revolution Secret Scroll from him, because I'm prioritizing administrator damage and all that. And yeah, it's like I'm gonna end up getting probably Yuraha next anyway, because I want to unlock her power. But at this moment, there's no more content boost. I don't see them really raising any more content anytime soon. So it's either way, Sachi and Yuraha will be my first two picks, and then I'll slowly go for all of them. So let's pick Sachi's road. Cannot change it after 15 days. You have to do all this. So you got Shinsu Reinforcement, you got the Hideout Dispatches, Faith Affinity, Character Skill. Just have the God's Inventory. And there will be typos, so you have to pay attention. Because the God's Inventory upgrade things, it might say Kranos when a unit is Freedom or Tower Climber. And it just pretty much means that you're supposed to go into your family. So if he's a Tower Climber, you gotta go into Pocket for God's Inventory. So unfortunately, we can't see all the steps. I have to just kind of clear this out the hard way, and then eventually see what happens. There's also something that we have now called Pocket Talk. So I don't really know what this is about. It's not gonna be something we see. It's only once you finish the last step of the Teammate Revolution Road, you can like open up some kind of story dialogue or whatever it is. So this is irrelevant right now. We also have the long-awaited achievement system. Like, it's finally here. Like, it's been announced. This is the third time or fourth it's been announced, and they always took it away. But now it's finally coming out. So basically, you have to just go ahead and get all these missions done. Now, it might have accumulated some things. It might have not. Right now, I just claimed level 1 for the account, and I got 48,000 things. It's gonna give me a lot more for the actual stages and the levels. You can see the summons. I don't know if this counted all the summons that you've done. I feel like I've done way more than this. So for doing 3,800 830 tower summon tickets. I mean, that might be just the blues. That might make sense. I've done 945 ancient summons. I've done 6,360 special summon tower tickets. So they actually kept track, which is nuts. There's no more ancient, so I can't even get this up for transcending ancient characters. I can transcend more epics, I just don't use them. The refined stones, I've used these and it just didn't track. But wow, I've done way over 6,360 red tickets, and I'm almost at 4,000 blues. That's honestly insane. Ignition weapons, we get the same thing. So I'm hoping it tracked everything. I've heard that the God's Inventory stuff didn't track, which is really annoying. But the way Achievement works is literally how any game works. You know, like your gamer score on Xbox, or achievements on Steam, or trophies on PlayStation. It just tracks what you've done in the game. It shows you how much money you wasted, how much time you wasted, whatever the case may be. These are all my fusions. Inventory did not track, which is like the worst thing. So, well, this is regular inventory, not even God's inventory, which is still bad. It's basically transcend gear, upgrade gear. I'm like in level stage 7 of accounts, and then I'm only stage 1 for this because nothing carried over. And adventure as well hasn't tracked at all. But yeah, it's cool to know. Did get 72,950 achievement medals, which will go into the shop right now. So the achievement shop is in the exchange shop. Now, this is the thing. So you can get yourself diamonds. This is the only way for free-to-plays to get diamonds. Through the achievement system. It means the resource is finite. You can only get so much of that resource before you can't get it anymore. The cool thing is that you can get blue summons, should never go for. And when you have a choice between reds, so you want to get red summons. Then skill book chests? Probably would not. But diamonds is very good, and the simple reason being that, let's see. So they're doing it the same way, right? Where it's just you don't really get a discount. It's either you're just gonna get reds, or you're gonna get diamonds. You're gonna get blues. You can also get advanced skill book selection chests or gold. Now it's insane how these are a weekly purchase. You can only get so many of these resources. But why diamonds is better than everything else, because there's no cap. You can always get diamonds, and it's an equal cost to either summon ticket. Is because when it comes to diamonds, if you feel like you want to get a blue summon, go ahead and get a blue summon. You want to get a red summon, you go ahead and get a red summon. You want to go for a Destiny summon, you can use Destiny summon with that. Or, now you can use it for ancient summons. So I think the best thing to do is to just go all for diamonds. Because you can pick out of all 4 summons, and maybe in the future we're going to have like 10 summon currencies just all at the top. I mean, you see we still have a lot of room until we reach that question mark, so they might just add more summons in the future. But yeah, it's definitely pick diamonds. Personally, I don't know what to do with this. I mean, I would just say it's good to go for diamonds. But like, if I have 72,000 achievement points, that's, let's see. So I have 14,590 diamonds I can get. So that's actually a lot. I could get 14,500 diamonds from this. Or I could get 145 red summon tickets. I'd probably end up picking the diamonds in future, because of ancient summons being the priority at this point. Kind of toning it down with reds. But for everyone, I would suggest just going for diamonds and then buying the summons that you need normally. We also have the new hideout. So just for logging in, one day and doing requests, you're going to get all these rewards. So we get the summer hideout. You get yourself a Black Rabbit squad, like a decoration. You get a memories poster. And you're going to be able to get yourself a event profile frame. let's take a look and see how the new hideout looks right now. So here we have it. I did get level 12 on the hideout, so that wasn't really recorded or anything. It's supposed to give you a higher purple chance for requests, and I think I did notice it. But look at that for level 13, and I think level 13 is the last hideout level because that's when you unlock the last relic set. With those weekly hourglass packs being limited, 5,000 is going to take a long time. And I'm not sure if there's legendary grade requests, but it just says that you get a higher probability to get high grade requests, which is probably purples. In the future, they're probably going to add another level. So this is your regular hideout appearance. Looks nice, looks cool. We have the fresh summer hideout. So honestly, I'm like a sucker for aesthetics. So the fact that they let you have this kind of customization and get, like, you know, profile frames, appearances not for hideouts. The more cosmetics, the more aesthetics, the better it is for me. Like, I love this stuff. So we have all this, and you get to see how it looks. I mean, it's cool. Like, you know, it's subtle. Thank God it's free. I thought they were gonna sell this for like $10 or something. But you can see everything is different. You got like an actual windowed viewed penthouse here. You got like an aquarium up here. And a trophy gallery. And the top part is just like a bare wall just for you to put your paintings up. But we're still not done. There's just so many things. I might as well go over the recent changes for our ancient. So yes, Gustang did get a change, and he is higher powered than all my characters, higher powered than Viol and all that. I just realized, but if they have the, so that you can just get a scroll and use it on anyone, I guess. So the scroll just basically gives an extra Transcendence, gives more stats, which I think is sick. But will we get enough? Because when I've seen it, the main characters don't really have an option for that. And then we have the Shinsu to also look at. But let's look at Gustang. So he did get some changes. Does not have the Revolution Road thing, at least not right now. Okay, this is like, what is this +3 thing? Here we have another future update. So I did finally figure out what this breakthrough thing was. You're gonna enjoy the next moment or a few moments of me just literally having no idea where this came from, what this is, what it's about. But basically, breakthrough is the additional level part. So when you're in your main screen of a unit and you can add up to +15 levels with Shinsu soul pieces that you get from duplicates, that's the breakthrough they're talking about. The newest thing is that ancient units will now be able to get 1 skill up for every skill per 3 levels of the breakthrough system. So this is why I have +3 when my Gustang is +10. At max, you can get an extra 5 levels for having a +15. I do find it weird though, because you will see that the skill levels go up to level 30. So I don't know if they will eventually expand upon the breakthrough system, and Lord have mercy on everyone if you have to get like a, you know, +30 unit in order to fully max this out. I mean, like, that'd be insane, because you'll see that the percentages go up and skills eventually hit all level 30. But if you have to now get a unit +30 in the future in order to obtain the maximum skill level for a unit, that's like an insane whale function that I don't even think whales would look forward to. So just thought I'd clear that up in case, because eventually we just literally don't find it in the video, but I found it as soon as the video ended, as I was just poking things around. So there you have it, that's the new breakthrough system. What? Like, I'm so confused right now. So what does this mean? Kills go past 20 now? Okay, I don't know. I have to look at this. It's like brand new. I've never seen it where it's like a plus level. So I really don't know what this is all about. That's so weird. But it looks like the skills go past level 20 now. They are going to level 30, like Jesus Christ. That is actually mad right there. It's actually mad. So taking a look at it, you're gonna see the changes in his skill. It's mostly to do with his passive and his ignition skill. Plus there also is a Shinsu upgrade skill. So let's take a look at everything. So it's basically for his last three: the passive, the ignition, and the EX. So what they did change is how it actually works. Before, he used to get a flat percentage change. So his passive was that if he had three more teammates with the same faction, they'd fill up the EX gauge or the Shinsu skill gauge by 60%. And if all the teammates were the same faction, then they'd end up getting an additional 30% for the Shinsu skill gauge. So you'd end up getting a 90% gauge, or you get 60% if you had the bonuses. But now they changed it to where it does, I think it's a buff. I mean, it's a better change. So instead of having 3 teammates give you the 60%, you couldn't have 3 teammates, you'd get no extra percentage boost besides the 30%. Now it's like if you're using 2 freedoms, you're going to end up getting these 10%. You get 10% for every single member of the same faction. So if I'm using Gustang and Albelda, but I don't have a 3rd freedom, then my EX gauge, instead of just starting up at 30% gauge, will be at 50%. So it's a much better change. It allows you to mix and match more. It doesn't fully lock you into using a full freedom team anymore. You're still going to get some sort of buffs, which is more welcoming than anything. The same thing goes for the EX now. So when the EX, you would have to have if you had the whole team be freedom for me, you'd get an additional 15% magical damage boost. So now they also changed it where you increase all teammates' damage by a percentage based on the number of characters of the same faction. So for 1 unit, that's freedom, I'll get 10% damage. And it ends up capping out at 60%. So it's really good. I think it's actually better than what it used to be. I mean, very nice changes overall. Like, I do love this. Then they also did switch the boost for the ignition, so where he used to also get the damage boost from this, now it's the same thing, to where instead of guaranteeing it, you need to have yourself the same faction. Just as long as it shares the same faction with Gustang, you're going to be getting a 10% from it. These are very good changes. I think it's a strong buff for Gustang. It would have made it much easier going through trial or progression with this change before. But this is going to be still useful throughout the whole game now at this point. I mean, I don't see Gustang getting replaced for at least a year, unless they just say, okay, doing an ancient every 2 months is not making us $6 million this month, so we're going to have to just start releasing ancients every month or every week. You know, but for now, it's a welcome change. So I just went back to the regular main character, Evolution Road, and there's no way to get a scroll from the main characters. I also have First Storm Bomb here to claim from getting the Hideout level 12. So I at least saved that for the video, and I have all Revolution Roads completed until they updated Blue Tharissa Bomb. So let's get First Storm T6, where he now gets a shield that is 15% of his HP for 10 seconds every time he EXs. And then the last thing is this whole Shinsu shape. So I have no idea what this is, logging into it. So it just seems like you're gonna get these reactants, and you can get Shinsus from common to rare. Then there's another material that allows you to train the Shinsu shapes. These will give boosts to stats to any unit. So not sure if you need to have the scroll or not, we're gonna find out. But the way you actually obtain them, through our new administrator trial box. So I can't even show you this, because it's on Tuesdays and Fridays. It shares it with the Red Armored Eel. But from what I heard, it is very, very difficult, ridiculously hard. Requires the usual team, but you really need a damage over time effect, because players in Korea are doing this with Elaine. And unfortunately, we don't have Elaine, which is very weird. But Elaine is a very good single target magic user, like the Bong Bong for magic. And you do have a damage over time with Elaine. But behold, it's still the future me. So pretty much it's Friday, and I wanted to get you guys the gameplay for the new administrator trial. It's a really unique name. I mean, they literally call it the High Breeder. I'm hoping there's like a story behind it, if you actually read the manga or something. But to go into what the boss actually entails, so you do need to use a damage over time unit. The reason being is because he has a shield that he puts up. It's not just a shield, it's a special shield. So you can only damage it with damage over time. Now, you're going to be seeing right now, and this is basically what the boss description is. So the boss has high crit resist, which means you have a lower chance to crit. It's also going to take less damage from incoming physical damage. And it has the special shield that is only damaged by damage over time effects. And what the shield does is basically just makes the boss take reduced damage overall while the shield is active. So that little yellow bar you're going to see across the boss fight, that can't be there. It's going to make you do a lot less damage. And the boss does a lot of damage. It ends up doing, drops your team's defense, does a bleed effect, and it also increases its own attack in between every single phase. So it is a lot to worry about. First time I did the boss fight, I went up to 208 million for the score. And if you see at the rewards, it does actually go up to 1 million. So the Shinsu Shape event itself, you're getting these Shinsu vessels from doing any administrator trial, and it gives you a boost to kind of get right into this power function. So 200 million score got me all of these little spheres, and you know, you gotta play the RNG. So you think you can get legendaries? No, it's a range. But I did get Purple Flame, which looks very, very good, and I got the Rock, which for a tank like Hoaqin is insane. I mean, do you see the amount of defense that you're getting? 439 defense is nuts, and that's a high amount of attack. But there's always the niche. It's RNG on an RNG. So when you get one of these Shinsu shapes, it's a lot of RNG. But then you have to also get the right refines. You can also level up this thing to get even more refines. You can dismantle all of them to get this little cracked tier material. And that allows you to get more of the actual shape train. I know it's confusing, it's a lot to take in, but honestly, just get the stats. Get whichever ones you can, equip them to Gustang, equip them to whatever revolution order you need to have. Here I show you guys can make these train stone materials. So when you see this, it already gets rid of the pack from the shop. The pack from the shop is a scam when you look at that. It was so easy to craft the materials, you could make a lot of them. I only dismantled stuff I got from this one administrator trial. Doing this twice a week, you'll get plenty of the material, and it's a never-ending gacha because you're going to have to keep getting the same level of quality Shinsu shapes. Hope you get good refined stats on it, and keep trying your luck. You can get some really good ones. Like if I could get a Freedom Dreamer damage boost on that instead of Great Family, Gustang would have been set. But you see this pack, avoid these packs. Shinsu Shape Train Stone packs are a scam. That thing is ridiculous. So now that I had more knowledge, I went back into it. I tried Xiao Xiao. Actually, no, this is the second time around. So what I did was I realized that you want to actually have the ignition go off first for Ron so that he can pop the shield as soon as possible, and it got me more damage. So if you're using Yon, this works. The only units you can use right now is Yon and Ron. In a week's time, we should be getting Elaine, and that's what you want to use next. But also, it makes this Revolution Secret Scroll so much more valuable because of how much stats you can actually obtain from those Shinsu shapes. So you probably want to pick that up monthly. This is when I realized, okay, get a lot less crit, try Xiao Xiao. So at first, I had her boosting Enryu, and Enryu finally surprised Gustang. If you notice the earlier fights, Gustang actually out DPS Enryu every single time before Xiao Xiao. But this got me a 250 million score. Then we ended up retrying it where it was boosting Gustang just to see what the score would be, and the score was a lot less. But back to the present, that's pretty much all you need to know. Now, speaking of Elaine, you're gonna see really random and strange screenshots right now. I promise you, this is in the live game of Global. Apparently, Elaine has been leaked, and some players actually have access to Elaine's banner and are actually able to obtain her and play with the unit. It is so weird. There was a glitch this week Some people got access to this. I did not get approached by anyone, or this wasn't sent to me. I kind of just was able to find it on my own. I did just kind of blur out the name and whatever I thought was personal, not to really get anyone in trouble or whatever, just the case may be. But since it relates to the administrator trial, what I want to basically say is that you are also going to want to have a damage over time unit. And Elaine is so perfect for the simple reason that she is a magical user. She's not getting the physical damage reduction from the boss. She also is the next bleed unit, and her kit is insanely stacked. So since we have actually access to the correct information with Elaine, we get to look at her kit ahead of time as well as translations, and we get to see what it's about. So pretty much, since this is confirmed that it did happen this week, I'm pretty sure Elaine is coming out next week. I mean, it wouldn't make sense that her banner and everything is live, during this week. We haven't had a banner for 2 weeks. I know do you want money? This is what's happening. So Elaine is going to be getting her banner. You can see here, it's the Queen of the No Names. Gonna be for 21 days. This person was lucky enough to get access to it. You know how lucky and happy I would be right now if I had access to this? Like, I would have gotten her maxed. Okay, like T6 right off the bat. I would have been so happy. It would have been insane. But of course, it didn't happen to me. So, can't have that going on. But like, oh my god, the potential. I could have been like the best scorer in purple admin before anyone. Alright? It would have been such a dream. So, besides my fantasy, alright, we're gonna think about this. So, Elaine's weapon is also kind of ridiculous. So, it's kind of T6 potential. We're not looking at the weapon right now, but I will put it up on the screen so you could see. And the weapon basically is going to be invisible inventory, which increases damage to bosses done by her between 12 to 27%. This, hands down, is going to be a necessity. Like, you will need to get her weapon T6, and this hurts the bank right now, because you know how bad it is to T6 an ignition weapon. But having that will make your purple admin score ridiculous. And honestly, I do love Elaine. She is Kaizer. I have like some sort of bond to her, and it kind of makes me want to actually get that. So we will be getting the weapon. I'm gonna T6 her double when it comes out, because I really feel like I need to get her actual stats from that. So here we have the Elaine. You can see the overview. Like, this is not fake, alright? This is not your $5 pirated DVD. None of that. Okay, I know it looks like how all the UFO recovered footage in America is, where conveniently half the screenshots I show you guys is just like a picture of a picture, and it just looks really bad and low quality. But you gotta work with what you got. Unfortunately, this is all I could come up with and all I could find. So you can see right there, like, Elaine is in the game already, and some people are lucky enough to have access. If you don't have Elaine and won't get her, to be honest, you can actually get by this new administrator trial with Ron or Yon and still get max rewards. You saw me do it. So you don't really need Elaine, but she's just a perfect fit. Freedom Dreamer, because all of us, at least 90% of everyone has Gustang as a Freedom Dreamer. And we use the top dog. You also have the magic, the better bleed. Like, so many things just line up and make this kind of, it's like set in stone basically. So this is her skill 1. Her skill 1 ends up doing damage. The range seems to be accurate. A website has 70% to start. It is supposed to go up to 245%. Since it hits 3 times, it's a minimum of 210% at level 1, but at maximum, it's 735%. Her T1 will give her an additional 100% damage, and T4 is that if any dot is applied to the nearest unit, it will reset Illusion Needle, and an Illusion Needle is her second skill. Elaine is a unit where every single one of her dupes are overpowered. Like, she has no bad duplicates. I would say ideally you want her T3, but I don't even know. Like, you want her T4, because this will keep resetting her skill 2, and her skill 2 is a damage over time. You want the T5, which we're going to get into. You want the T6. I mean, she's a unit that you want every single duplicate. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but she is just nuts. I feel like a freedom weapon for her is just not enough. Like, for her purpose being they literally made an administrator trial boss for Elaine because she got overshadowed by Enryu, and it made players in Korea feel so bad about getting Elaine that they had to give her a purpose. Which honestly, I'm glad they did this, and that we're in the point where she's not going to be irrelevant because they can really drop the newest administrator trial for us, and then she comes out after that for a global. But Korea was the reverse. I would have been upset too. So she is so kitted out for this administrator trial, but in a world where we didn't have this, she would have been useless and a complete skip. Isn't that crazy? Right? Isn't that just insane how things worked out? So let's move to her second skill, which you're going to be seeing is the Illusion Needle. So first skill is Real Inventory Weapon. Second skill, Illusion Needle will do a percentage. Lowest at level 1 is 260%. Highest at level 20 is 910% to the nearest enemy. And she'll also have a damage over time effect, which starts off at 15% of her attack as bleed damage for 5 seconds. But at max level, it's 75% of her attack as bleed damage for 5 seconds. But look at these dupes. So she got buffed, alright? She got a buff. Her T2 duplicate on the website says decreases cooldown rate by 90% for 4 seconds. She ends up decreasing the cooldown rate by 120% for 4 seconds. But she's also getting a slight buff. The percentages could be a little bit higher as we go to level 20s because we can't see the percentages. So I'm already assuming that everything is a little bit higher. She is buffed, which is good. I think Korea did receive a buff for Elaine, or that's also coming soon, but she's buffed. Then her T5 is ridiculous because it deals an additional 700% magical damage when her skill is used every 2 uses. Every time she does her Illusion Needle twice, she'll do an additional 700% damage. But why is that ridiculous? Because we went over the first skill, and her first skill was that at T4, if the enemy was hit by the damage over time, then she would end up resetting the skill too. Do you see how insane this is? Like, she's another looper. I've seen that movie. People said it was garbage. I don't know. I kind of liked it. I like Bruce Willis as an actor. But this is fucking insane. Like, she has so much synergy. I don't know. Freedom is eating, alright? People that are Freedom mains in this game are eating good. Because she's looking insane right now. So already looking like a must-have to me, and I'm probably overselling it. I'm sorry people that wanted to skip and stuff like that, but honestly, I don't want to skip because I just I just want more reasons to pull for her. And if your priority and your mission in life is to get yourself this high breeder score, then you have to do it. Her passive though is Indelible Sin, which increases her passive, her magical damage by 15% at level 1 and up to 45% at level 20. But the T3 will also increase her own dot damage by 50%, which I feel like at the low point. You can have her at T0 and she'd be okay. I mean, if you literally have a Yon and Ron with nothing, like no weapon or no ignition weapon for them, and they're like 1 or 2 dupes in, not even 3 dupes in, then you could probably get a T0 Elaine with a freedom weapon for family, or just get her weapon and you'd probably do better. It'd be enough to get you by. But with her, like I said, every single duplicate just makes her insane. And this just shows you, like, you just kind of don't want to miss out on this. I feel like it would be a sin to miss out on this. No pun intended, that's what her passive name is, but it'd be a very bad sin for you to miss out on her. Then we also have her EX. I don't know if I have a screenshot of the ignition. I don't think I do. So her EX is the Real Inventory Rampage, which it is also buffed because the percentages on the website are lower. So website starts at 90%, but here we have it at 120% at level 1. Website does show that at level 20 it'd be 315%, but we don't know what it is in game. Assuming with this, since it's buffed, it will be higher. But the total percentage would be over 630% at level 1 with a combined 7 hits, or 2205% for maximum level, which is insane. She's also doing a bleed with that, which deals 15% of her attack as bleed damage for 5 seconds. This is where you probably want to have the Freedom Dreamer EX gauge rate up, honestly, or just skill damage boost for your legendary weapon. But her T6 is just even more insane, Because what can make her better? Oh yeah, let's just increase her magic damage by 40% for 7 seconds every time she EXs. Like, what in the fuck is this unit? Honestly insane. I mean, we might as well go over her ignition, because you will actually be igniting her in battle. So the ignition, don't have the name, I'm sorry, but she will end up dealing damage to the nearest enemy 5 times, total percentage going from 300 to 630% for 5 hits. Also has a bleed that starts from 15% and goes up to 45%. So you're going to want to ignite, because she's going to get more bleeds out that way. And I feel like it's just between Yon and Ron, where they're both like just ignition heavy units. Like, honestly, I'm in love. Like, Elaine seems like just the dream unit for me right now. Like, she seems like the best unit we're gonna have. She's also a ranged unit. So even though she kind of prioritizes single target, and she has AoE and single target damage. I mean, she's like the magical version of White that she was supposed to be. But Enryu literally stole her spotlight, and she's the first damage over time unit since Karaka, because people forget about him. He's just really not that good, and it hurts me. I love damage over time units in every single game, and they're just not as good in this one. So you had Ron and Yon in the beginning that were really, really good. I don't care how they are, or what people said. They were like the only carries we had before White. Okay, Pepperidge Farm remembers that shit. I remember when we didn't have White and I had to use Yon. I couldn't get Ron because he never got a Biner, so I had to max out Yon and go through the struggle, okay? And Bong Bong. I double T6 both. I did not forget. They carried me in the beginning. And now we have Elaine, who's like the next bleed damage unit. I mean, yeah, she gets a double T6 out of me. Like, I mean, this is just incredible. Her kit is so stacked. That's really all I have to say about her until she actually releases. So she is perfect for this mode. But we don't have her. And it is very weird, because we have Name Hunt Station. So the way that Korea has been doing it, and Name Hunt Station is going to keep returning. It just changes. So they had Name Hunt Station for Elaine, and then Elaine's banner dropped. I'm assuming that since this is like the last week, we're probably going to get Elaine's banner next week, and I'm most definitely T6ing her. Then after her, it was Hell Joe. So when the Name Hunt Station comes back, it should be Hell Joe. And then it ended up being Data Urek. But basically, whoever the boss for Name Hunt Station is, those are the banners that we're supposed to see. So we're supposed to see Alfine coming out, and she was paired up with Elaine. We're supposed to be getting Arian Yetta if he's in Name Hunt Station. But we still have yet to see his banner. And then we have Elaine, who's the Kaizer, the me, who has to come out. But I guess there are still a couple things to take a look at. So the Archimedes cruise party is finishing up. Like another 2 weeks, I think. So hopefully everyone's clearing the squid, octopus. So we have 13 days left, still 2 more weeks. I have a lot of things to go for, but I've just been prioritizing the weeklies. I don't really care about anything else. Like, I know I can just get the dupes from those, but prioritizing all these. And you should be able to actually get everything as long as you prioritize it, but I don't know. It really makes me seem like you can't get all this without skipping the weeklies. So I think maybe from now on, I will still go for the skill books and the upgrade stones and just drop out the coins and the fates and try to finish out all of these. We're gonna see what happens. But there's a couple of minor improvements that happen. So one being you have this instant material use. So I don't know what it is. I guess if you just press upgrade after this is checked, it won't even confirm or anything with you. So we do instant material use, done. But that's the change. I've been kind of making sure that things stay the way they are, so I don't think I'm going to use that feature. That would have been me when this feature first came out, but not anymore. Besides that, they just did some ancient past fixing. So it was, you couldn't send a gift to a friend, and that mission didn't count. Now it's supposedly fixed. Then you also have a chance where the frame would lower when receiving a reward. That should no longer happen. And we only have 34 days and 10 hours left for Gustang, which is still a long time. I can't even imagine what the next Ancient's going to be. There's going to be a lot of things going on with the Ancients. So this is what I just found out about secondhand. But basically, we have ourselves Ancient Character Breakthrough is added. And that just basically means that Ancient Characters Breakthrough's effect will add a skill level up of stat effect to certain sections. Breakthrough grants all skill level up 1 every 3 levels. I have no idea what I just read. And I don't understand what any of that is. So let's see. I don't know. I'm assuming that for every skill breakthrough eventually it just gives you the 10 because I can't level up anything else after 20. Yeah, so I just have honestly no idea what that is. It does not show. I just can't, I don't know. I'm trying to look at it, trying to read it. Doesn't make sense, I don't understand it, so no idea guys, I'm sorry. But they did add something that we'll be able to get more breakthrough things. Someone's gonna figure it out and they'll probably comment it, or I'll end up figuring it out by next week and that. This is Ancient Characters Breakthrough Effect. Will add a skill level up stat effect to certain sections. Yeah, like, I don't know what the breakthrough is. The breakthrough Transcendence? Can't be because it should go up to 30. Like, just all skills, I have no idea. We're gonna find out. And we also have ourselves new images for Gustang in the album here. So, they just said that there's gonna be new images and albums in his fate. So we get to see all this stuff. I have to just get Affinity 6 to get the last one. Now there's also a new option in the settings, which is, thank God they added this. So Korea made it where Ancient Characters only do the skill video once, and I think I'm gonna keep that on too. But I do love the animation, it's a nice touch, but seeing it a million times by now really turns it off for wanting to see it anymore. So you can change that setting, and now you don't have to worry about seeing Gustang's video more than once a day. Thank God for that. There's also a Go Now function that's added in Emily's mission talk. So let's see where it is. I mean, where is this Go Now? Okay, there it is. So if you just don't know where Tower of Trial Key is, or if you're checking to see what you did for the day, and you're like, oh, I forgot to do Tower of Hardship. Bam! Press Go Now. Takes you to this. You can go do that. If you didn't give any fates, it's going to open up the fates. So it's just a more convenient way instead of having to go into this and back all the way out and navigate through the menus. More quality of life. And lastly, they did end up removing the skill books for Lopo, Biao, Ren, Reflejo, Huayron, and Bong Bong. And now you just have a fate skill selection book chest. So no more getting books individually. Now you're going to just buy. Holy shit. Holy shit, I just realized that. Wow. Hold up. They finally added all these skill books. This changes everything. It's like every single video you've ever seen that says that. Wow, this is actually insane. Hold up, this really does change everything though. Because you had no way to get most of these skill books, but now these skill books are all added in. So that's like amazing. It's also in the family, which I actually have family currency to get a bunch of books. But Ranker Wars, or Ranker Coins I've been using for the Royal stuff. I need to stop that shit now. Oh my god. So you can get... It's a selection chest, right? I was about to say it, because it's like, imagine if you had to RNG books now. That would have been so bad. Okay, let me look through everything, because you got Elaine's book in here that she's not even a part of this thing. At least I must have missed that. You got Alpine here. Like, you have everyone's skills. Okay, we need to see this. This is going to change the game. I could get 4 books. Alright, so this is going to be an extra part of the video that I didn't even notice. This is an amazing change, actually. So for regular bomb, there's nothing. So good news for that, guys. You don't have to do anything to improve your administrator trial damage. But progression-wise, Vio has had some really bad skills. Now we can get Jinsung's, which is pretty good because it decreases enemies' attack speed by 50% for 5 seconds. I find that skill to be very good in PvE. So that might be a Jinsung's book is a high contestant for being chosen. I don't like fried chicken. Well, fuck you then, love, or whatever his name is. No one likes fried chicken, boy. Everyone loves fried chicken. Verdi and Urek. So honestly, all of these are garbage. So the passives from Viol are perfect. I think it's just you want to have Bong Bong and Dignity of the Ancient Species. Otherwise, if you need to heal, you go for. This was also calculated. I think these are pretty bad. Yeah, like I just don't see them ever being used. I mean, the fact that it's a passive when the ignition skill is used just makes it so much worse. So, garbage. But Ginsung, that's actually a book I think I'm going to get because that would replace using Novik's thing. So you never use him again or Yon probably anymore. I mean, at 11, this thing goes up to how much percentage? It's 256 times 2 times, so it's about the same. So yeah, definitely Ginseng. I'm gonna have to pick that up. First Storm Bomb. That might actually make him usable now. So he gets a lot of changes. He is not really the worst tank, but not the greatest. So if you could get Albelda's skill, that makes him have a lot more sustainability, which would actually make him great. Uraha is more for PvP. Wangnans is actually very good because it has a stun. So that's a very good passive. Daniels is PvP, if ignition skill and self HP, increase incoming damage is okay. They're all ignition skill ones though, like there's no passive, like you just want this. Yeah, I guess you just want to use both of these and just rock freedoms. Because ignition skill used fates are just the worst, honestly. Caracas is kind of sick though. I mean, they're all kind of good. Donghei's is pretty good too because it stuns all enemies. He has his own physical damage, but it takes away his own HP, which is not good. That's why Kasano's skill is bad. He gets the bleed AoE from Karaka, which is very good and gives self immunity. Very good. And then he ends up increasing ultimate's cooldown rate and recovers 2 ignition points. So honestly, not bad. I mean, I'd say must have his Wangnan and Albelda. And then you could probably, with, you know, the skills that you already have, you could probably make First Storm Bomb do something. But Blue Tharissa Bomb is interesting. So he gets Gustangs, which, when an ignition skill is used, increase ultimate's damage by 30%, which is mad. That is mad. Like, for Ranker Wars, that's mad. Every time he ignites, 30% damage boost for your team. Insane. And then having the passive from Enryu, this gives you 2 passives for Blue Tharissa Bomb and nothing else right now. So I'll just say that you don't need to get any of these books. Don't get any First Storm Bomb books. You're not going to use him. Blue Tharissa Bomb, I do think these 2 will eventually get picked up, but since he has no Fate skills, you need him to be at least T3 to probably be usable and switch out someone else right now too. There's no purpose for him, but definitely save up your Ranker coins and family coins and save for these because these are insane. But Viol, I think if you have the chance, I'm definitely going to pick this book up right now too. I would definitely say pick up Jinsung's book because this will help you progress. I mean, that's massive. I'm definitely going to get that book right now. That is honestly just an amazing change. Like, that is, wow. So I have 14,000 family coins, but I think I want to save it. Like, Ranker coins are the more useless ones. These actually have more versatility. Because you can always go for refines if you need. Or Fate Gifts. Starlights are always given, and then you can get this. So I don't want to use my family coins, but I do have enough Ranker coins just to get one of these books, and I'm going to do just that. So you can buy up to 3 at a time. Like, I don't get it. There's no limit, so why is it capping it to... Oh my god, I'm looking at the wrong coin. I'm fucking dumb. I was looking at the Administrator Attacking Seal thinking I only had enough. Okay, I could buy 3. So yeah, I'm fine then. I'm gonna end up buying 1 right now. Like, I would get the 2 for Blue Tharissa Bomb, but it makes no difference if I get it now. So I'm holding off for that. And I might as well get blue summons. But yeah, I'm definitely saving that. That's amazing. So let's look at this book, shall we? Now it's a selection chest. You can get any of these. So, like I said, in the future, I'm gonna eventually probably get all of these books just because. But Gustang and Enryu's will be a must. Right now, I am only getting Jinsungs though. So there you have it. Jinsung has Demonic Storm. I need that book. That's just gonna be key for everything right now. I mean, this is PvE, PvP even. Dropping attack speed is massive. And then can I get it up to what? You can get it to 6. I have to actually get more bookmarks. Your Shinsui shapes will be here, and there's a Shinsu shape. Oh my god, I can't hate that word. Shinsui shape guide. So it's gear that can be equipped on a character of the ancient grade or with revolution equipped. So haha, new power function you can see here. Oh my god, you're gonna need to refine it. It's gonna give a base stat. So you're probably gonna want to go for attack on every unit. Fuck everything else. If it's not a tank or a healer, like for healers and tanks, you probably want to put defense. But for everyone else, just attack. I mean, just boost the attack up. That's gonna be a massive power creep now. Jesus H. Christ. You can upgrade the main option, and a sub option will be added after reaching a certain upgrade level. You can challenge this Shinsu shape with the best options. Okay, like you're gonna make me fucking challenged by the time I'm done with this. Like, you're making me refine how many stats? Oh my god, like 6 additional stats to refine. I mean, this is massive though. Because God forbid you get the luck. If you can get like all accuracy, get like a shape, like a Shinsu shape for all accuracy. So yeah, this opens up so much potential. I mean, I don't know what other stats you can get. If it's only base stats, then accuracy for progression. Otherwise, just all attack. You know, get defense if you need it. Like just wow. Just gonna be getting base stats to units, and it's only for everyone that has the revolution complete. Okay. I have no bookmark selection chests for rares, so I'll have to actually craft them. So let's try to get this up. Alright, there we go. I could get to 11, and that's really all I needed to get. So now I still, you never go past the 50% attack speed, but dropping that for 5 seconds is pretty good. That's a good percentage. We're fine towards the end. So I did get the Epic Revolution scroll. Don't forget to get yours. It's going to give Hoaqin some free stats if you have MT6. And it's what's also going to let you use those overpowered tank Shinsui shapes that can give him some more defense and just make him like the best tank ever, at least until we finally get some better legendaries. But definitely free power, and everyone's going to have those crystals laying around. I just hope everyone gets the purple rock or even legendary from this. So another thing people probably might have missed is there's an ancient bookmark if you scroll down through the upgrades in the craftable. So this is just insane. I mean, it requires one of every single epic bookmark. As if it's not bad enough. It's like ancient records again, but for some reason it's not ancient quality, which makes no sense. And the reason why they have it is just so that you can actually go ahead and craft the Fate skill. So you can see we're going to be going to Blue Tharissa Bomb, and you can see that that's where the Fate skill was from Gustang. And it's overpowered. I mean, whenever Blue Tharissa Bomb would ignite, which he would be, since he's your support and debuffer CC here, he's going to be boosting every teammate's magic damage from his own ignition, and it scales to 75%. So it's very overpowered, and you could see that it just requires ancient bookmarks, which is insane. But we still have one more leak in store. So it's gonna be for Maschenny Jahad, which is like crazy. I mean, Korea just got her. It's the newest unit in the game. She's already planned to have an event and to come out in global. Even though there's still at least 10 more units, if not 9 more. If we're not including Elaine that's supposed to come out. So you're gonna see these where you can actually do her dispatch even though you don't own her, and now we're gonna be able to actually have her. So we don't have the percentages for Maschenny, and that's the thing. But she is great family oriented. That much we do know. Her skill 1 and put units in a shock state, which I'm assuming is a damage over time, or it might be just like Ed 1's thing. So she'll do 3 hits, and then with a damage over time, she's going to end up resetting her, I don't know, it just says window of creation. So her skill 1's called Spear of Creation, second is Moonlight Spear. I'm going to assume that it just means Moonlight Spear, because most of these skills will always reset the skill 2 if it's on a skill 1 Transcend from experience, but I could be completely wrong. Her skill 2 ends up also doing a damage over time, which is a percentage of her attack power with a 50% chance to do damage over time. The dupes, pretty much it looks like she's going to be getting a heal based on her attack power from the T1 for her skill 1, giving additional damage to units that are already affected by a debuff that she causes at T4 for the skill 1. Then her skill 2 will end up getting a silence at T2, and it extends her damage over time, plus gives a guaranteed chance to damage over time at T5, which is pretty overpowered, going from 50% chance to 100% chance. Her passive is going to increase magical damage as well as critical damage, and if there are 3 or more Great Family units on the team, then she's going to get an additional magic damage boost. This is kind of the shift where Great Family starts taking over. It really doesn't happen until Aryan Yetta, and then maybe Ghost of 13 Month Yuri Ha. And then I guess Ed 1 would be the next thing, and then now Maschenny. So it's like the game kind of pushes freedoms a little bit out, and then you're going to be going towards the Great Family route. But this is so further on into the game than what we're getting. I mean, we also had White Candy support, and you're going to have Blue Tharissa Bomb as a main. So I'm assuming all these units are coming out under Blue Tharissa, and that's going to start building up his fate, giving him more power. We should be getting a Revolution Road update soon, so we can hopefully transcend him to 3. And I'd expect people to start using Blue Tharissa Bomb in the coming week or 2 at this rate. I mean, we're moving so fast. It's a ridiculous schedule, honestly. But it kind of keeps the game more exciting, I feel like, despite rushing out the content. I mean, it's horrible because if you're not whaling, you can't keep up with the content. In a perfect world, this would be so good to just keep getting things and for it to be fair, but unfortunately it is what it is. So those are for her first 3 sets. Then her EX is called the Spear of the End, which ends up doing magical percentage 3 times. If the nearest enemy is in the electric shock state, she will increase her own magic damage by X amount for 7 seconds. And at T6, she ends up increasing her crit damage by X percentage for 7 seconds. So her kit looks pretty stacked out. Her ignition herself is just gonna give, I think it's just gonna be the most important thing was if you have 3 or more Great Family units, she's going to increase her magic damage once during the battle, which is nuts. She's also gonna end up hitting a percentage 4 times and increasing her own attack power. So Great Family oriented, and I feel like at this point it's kind of too soon, but you give it for Aryan Yetta and at least 1 more unit, like Edwan or 13 Month Yuri Ha, and you're probably going to be at the point where Gustang is going to have to be a Great Family unit. I mean, Great Family ends up being so strong, and the only units that can kind of rival them are Freedom Dreamers, but Fug has completely fallen off, so I wonder when Korea will start doing Fug units. And Tower Climber is just holding on for life support at this rate, I think, too. I mean, they're not that much better than Fog at this point, but at least they are getting something. Like, they get Hoaqin, and I think that's it. I think Hoaqin is like the only unit that they actually get. as far as I can remember. So she does look very interesting. I will show you guys the art because we do have that. But expect for Global to be getting her relatively soon. I mean, we don't have a repeat dungeon effect going on right now. And for that reason, I think that she would almost drop with Elaine, if not the week after. So plan your summons accordingly. But here's the art you waited for. Gorgeous. I mean, like I said, this game sells me on art. I'm not a fan of New World. I don't want to play that game. It looks horrible. Gameplay is not my thing, and I don't like 7 Deadly Sins because of Netmarble. So the art's overpowered. She kind of does look like she's going to be a very powerful unit and overpowered in her own right. I mean, the fact that she's getting a permanent attack boost, crit boost. I mean, she's almost like a toned down Enryu kit without just the ridiculous scaling and cooldown reduction. But that's the final leak. It's the final future update. I don't think I have anything else to share this week. I apologize for the 2-week drought, and hopefully these 2 videos will keep you guys busy. Until next week, I promise I'll really try to get and be current with the videos. As long as they don't drop Tower of Trial, I will hopefully get current, and I still have story mode progression to do next week. So, you guys saw the leaks. A lot of updates this week. Big things are happening to Global, big news everywhere. So many things going on. I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we do have Elaine summons because it's going to be a big summoning video. You don't want to miss it. Until next time, guys, live Moss and stay free to play.